Some shadows are just shadows. Others hold secrets that were never meant to be found. Welcome to Shadow Pit Mysteries, where every silence hides a warning and every clue takes you closer to the darkness. The stories you'll hear aren't just tales. They're invitations to step into the unknown. The truth is waiting, but the shadows, they're waiting too. Let's begin.
In the Eyes of Evil, a mystery story by Grave Pit Shadows. The air was thick with the metallic scent of blood. Detective Rachel Mills stepped into the dimly lit apartment, the forensic lights casting eerie shadows across the walls. The victim, Daniel Crowe, lay slumped in his chair, his head tilted unnaturally. His eyes were gone. The phone on the table was still recording. Mills picked it up with gloved hands, pressing play. The last thing recorded was Crowe staring directly into the camera. His lips moved, whispering something too soft to hear. Forensics worked to enhance the audio. After a long silence, only one word was clear. "Run." Mills felt a chill creep up her spine. Crowe had known he was going to die. Days passed, and more bodies appeared. Each victim had something in common. They were all investigating something before their deaths. A detective reopening a cold case. A researcher studying classified government records. A private investigator following an anonymous tip. And now, they were all dead. All with their eyes missing. Detective James Davenport studied the security footage from the victims' homes. Each time, the same disturbing pattern emerged. Moments before their deaths, the victims turned to face the camera, as if they knew they were being watched. And in the last frame, right before the screen cut to static, a dark figure stood in the background. Not moving, not blinking, just watching. A package arrived at the precinct. Inside was a USB drive. Mills plugged it into her laptop. A grainy video played, security footage from inside her own apartment. It showed her sleeping. She felt her heart pound as the screen flickered. A shadow moved in the darkness. Then a whisper. "Do you see me now?" The screen cut to black. That night, Mills and Davenport received an anonymous call. The voice was distorted, low, inhuman. "You are looking in the wrong places, detectives. But I am watching you. And soon, you will see what they saw." Then static. Davenport's hands clenched. When they traced the call, it was coming from inside the precinct. Davenport started seeing things. Shadows that weren't there. His own reflection delayed. One night, he woke up standing in front of a mirror, and his reflection didn't move. Then, a whisper, so soft it barely existed. "You weren't supposed to see me, James." His reflection smiled. They found a survivor. A man who had been attacked, but lived. His eyes were gone. He sat in the hospital room, rocking back and forth, whispering over and over, "If you see him, it's already too late." Davenport's blackouts got worse. He woke up in places he didn't remember going. Mills started watching him while he slept. One night she recorded him whispering names. The names of the victims. And then, he whispered her name. The killer wasn't just taking eyes. He was stealing what they saw before they died. Davenport had seen something. Something he wasn't supposed to see. And now he was next. They identified the murderer. Liam Ashford. A former psychologist turned serial killer, obsessed with the idea that human eyes captured the final truth before death. But he wasn't working alone. Someone inside the police department was helping him. Files went missing. Witnesses vanished. And then Mills found a hidden case file. A case from 20 years ago. A detective who had tried to stop Ashford, found dead with his eyes missing. And his partner? Still worked at the precinct. Mills confronted Detective Marcus Raines. He didn't deny it. "You don't understand, Rachel. He doesn't just kill people. He lets them see the truth before they die." Raines pulled his gun. But before he could fire, his own eyes were stolen. Davenport vanished. Mills received a video message. Davenport sat tied to a chair, his breathing ragged. The camera zoomed in on his eyes, and the whisper returned. He's about to see the truth. Mills found the location, a deserted warehouse. Inside, rows of glass jars. Floating inside each, human eyes. Every jar was labeled. Every name belonged to a victim. Davenport sat motionless. His eyes were turning black, and Ashford stood beside him, smiling. Let's see what he saw, shall we? Mills fought back. She managed to save Davenport before Ashford could finish his ritual. But Ashford wasn't afraid of dying. It doesn't matter. You've already seen it, haven't you? You can't unsee the truth. Mills pulled the trigger. Ashford collapsed, but he never stopped smiling. Davenport recovered. His eyes were his own, but something felt wrong. His reflection was normal again. But at night, when he looked into the mirror, he felt watched. The case was closed. The killings stopped. Davenport and Mills moved on, but late one night, Mills received a new case file. Another victim, another pair of missing eyes, and scrawled onto the wall in blood, "The Watcher never dies." Another story has ended, but the darkness still calls. Did you uncover the truth? Or did it uncover you? Shadow Pit Mysteries will return with more tales to keep you questioning, and more shadows to keep you looking over your shoulder. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss the next chapter. Until then, stay vigilant. The next mystery might already be waiting for you.